We got the failure to deliver data on AMC and GameStop for the second half of January, and we're going to take a deep dive into it. We take a look for the 16th, 17th, and 18th. We will see an FTD change of plus 3,000, plus 306,000, then minus 309,000. Okay, so they added 309,000 in 2 days, and then they removed all of that, wiped the FTDs off the face of the earth after those 2 days. Then we see plus 31 minus 2,000, plus 137,000 minus 121, plus 3 minus 12, plus 58 minus 29, plus 9,000. Okay, so they are really rinsing FTDs out, and we talked about several different ways they can do this and several different loopholes within the stock market that they can actually utilize to do so. However, nothing essentially disappears. The only thing that we can come around to is that we own the float time and time again. Some people own IOUs. Most of us will own IOUs, right? Once the thing gets moving, which we're going to touch on the charts in a minute, it doesn't matter the data that we see that's shown to us because it's hidden, right? Everything is hidden off of the books. If we take a look, the average day per day in January in the total was 94,522. So the average FTDs every single day were 94,000 shares. 94,000 shares failed to deliver every single day theoretically, and that is not normal for any given ticker. And this is also lower than the other months that we have seen. Ortex 12.11% short interest, a slight decrease on Ortex. And we're going to talk about why AMC looks really good and reiterate the numbers. All I ask you guys to do before we cover the entire video, because I didn't ask you yet, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you find value out of the video or just enjoy watching. I don't want to take up a lot of your time. Let's jump into it. So $4.90 up 2% on the day. If we take a look back here to what we're tracking, this scale up before the moon higher is something that we are looking at with AMC. As of right now, 489 up about 2% on the day. Very similar to that time frame, basing off of this last resistance level that we have seen. I'm watching for 525 to 545 on AMC, and I expect it to hit that over the next couple of days. Following that, hopefully we can build momentum through several different resistance levels. You're looking at 654, 750, 859, 75, then 1135 to 1165. After that, we should have enough momentum to bring it up to $16 and then well beyond that to 24, so on and so forth. As of right now, we're just watching for that next leg up, that next pop. But they are keeping this thing down. If we come take a look, short exempts increased once again, 134,000. Again, not normal for any given ticker. We are having a slight gamma ramp to the upside. 26,000 calls expiring in the money compared to 10,000 puts expiring in the money, and then 80,000 out of the money compared to 30,000. So more people are betting bullish on AMC as well. Overall, looking good, looking decent. Ethereum Classic is fighting a major resistance level as well, and we are seeing some good news come out with XRP and other articles putting out that it is about to have a short squeeze. And as many of you know, if you've been keeping up with the channel, XRP and Ethereum Classic have the same exact chart as AMC. One leads the other. Now, the FTDs for GameStop as well are here. We may be missing a day or two in here, but I believe we aren't. I know we missed some days for AMC in the first half of January, which was very odd. And then we also know they were very late, I believe, in October for reporting, and then they gave us some BS numbers. So it seems as if they found some sort of tie with the SEC or tie with the to avoid the reporting, right? But there are transparency rules getting pushed through, so on and so forth, that will hopefully help. But honestly, I would take all of this with a grain of salt is the short answer. But the FTD change 16th was minus 1,000, then plus 30, then minus 31. So they did the same thing. They filtered it out, right? You can see that right there. And then minus 6, plus 23, plus 32, plus 125, and then bang, minus 136. Flushing it out, that was on the 25th, then plus 22, minus 54, plus 4, plus 6, right? If we come and take a look at GameStop, I've identified out of the few cycles that we've been watching, which one plays out the most accurately, and it is the flat cycle. Now, this doesn't have to play out. GameStop did test this channel, which got me a little bit more optimistic, but it didn't break the macro trend line. They dropped a lot of short exempts on it, and they brought it right back into the flat channel. Now this channel is almost done because we're going to touch the macro trend line once again, and we are getting very, very close. This is probably going to end within a day or so, and you're going to see a major move out of the macro trend line to the upside, which would be good for AMC, across the board, other meme stocks, yada, yada, yada. Bad for short sellers. However, you could see a major breakdown, which would bring us into this channel. Or the most unlikely scenario would track the cycle, which is kind of contradictory, right? Because this is the cycle that tracks the most to it as of right now, but it could be the most unlikely to play out, and that is just because it will trade out of the macro trend line, and then we'll have to redraw everything out from the run-up back in January. Okay, so this is another thing. If that does happen, you could see chop trading all the way into April, and then a dip into this channel at 1235 come mid to late May, right? GameStop, 4,000 calls compared to 6,000 puts. A lot of premium being handed to market makers for calls expiring out of the money. 27,000 short exempts yesterday. They tanked this thing. They don't want it getting anywhere close to the macro trend line, and you can see it did just that on that day, right? Okay, you can see that it did just that. Now, take a look at this. Citibank tests tokenization of private equity funds on Avalanche. The firm tested a variety of use cases through Avalanche's subnet with a focus on private markets. They used one-layer blockchain, Avalanche's SpruceNet, to explore the tokenization of private equity funds to re-architect capital markets. Citigroup worked with traditional finance giants such as WisdomTree as well as Wellington Management to carry out its proof of concept trial that was issued on Avalanche's Spruce, according to the press release, which is an evergreen subnet designed for large financial institutions looking to use public blockchain infrastructure. Now, who owns Wellington, right? Surprise, surprise. Owned by JP Morgan. The conflicts of interest keep coming round and round. Now, Citibank isn't doing good at all. Costco should cut ties with Citibank. Scams with Steve, a new lawsuit against Citibank could increase consumer protection. And then, of course, previously what the Fed hit Citibank with as well, which we've been talking about. Now, before we get into the overall market, crypto, Tesla, and some additional plays I want to put on your radar, I put out an interview with Gary Gensler on Bitcoin yesterday, and I think it's an interesting interview. So if you hold any Bitcoin, make sure to go watch that interview. Also, guys, it's hard to answer every single YouTube comment. I really love talking with the community. Please just come in the Discord. It's basically a big group chat, and it's a lot more accessible for me to hop on there, join in, and see what you guys are talking about, and honestly just conversate with you on a daily basis. The link is right under the video. I'm in there on the daily. We talk stocks all day long, as well as crypto, and we have options trading alerts. We post our gains, post our losses, and it's just the best place to go for a coffee a month. So level up your trading journey, and honestly, I can show you a way to pay for that for free. If you use my top link first, open a Moomoo account, and deposit even a penny to receive your free stocks, you can sell those and then join the Discord, and it'll pay for it, in my opinion. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but this is what I would personally do if I really wanted to join someone's Discord, and they're offering a free benefit here, free benefit there. Takes 2 minutes out of your day. Also, it's a great platform that gives you level 2 order book data, access to trading options, and shorting as a retail trader. So that is pretty cool. Both of those links I'll pin in the comments for you guys in case you don't see them in the description, but they are at the top. Now, SPY, looking at the weekly time frame, you can see that it came all the way down from 5,000, retested this channel, and coming all the way back up. SPY is showing pretty good strength holding at this channel, but again, we do have more news coming out for the rest of the week, so keep that in mind as well. And if we look at the daily time frame, you can see that the SPY came all the way back up above 5,000, now trading at 501.25. Filled a gap that it recently sold off to. And honestly, if you were betting against the market at that time frame on that one-day sell-off, that was probably not a good thing to do. One thing I want to note, we want to see volume increase on today's candle. We may get a double top here coming into the Friday news that the Fed is going to put out. However, we may just break above this channel, in which case it would be extremely bullish. It's not worth timing, because if we do break this channel, I think I have a lot of time to get in for this ride. If we break below, then I also have a lot of time to get in. Watch for a retest at 492.65 or a break lower to come down to 480.50. Bitcoin, we know it's doing extremely well, 52,000. After 55, $800 million worth of shorts are going to get liquidated. However, the next resistance level, major wall, is 54, so watch that on Bitcoin. Also, if Bitcoin shows weakness, watch for a retest on 49. Tesla, look at this thing go. I said if we break 197, head up to 210. We are testing 197. Keep a close eye on this, up 5% on the day, bouncing off of this trend line, off of this channel. We may be in clear waters, but we're not out of the woods yet. I just want to put that out there. We also have a gap fill at 207.65, so watch Tesla. Let me know down below if you are still in Tesla. Also, Elon Musk disclosed a 20.5 ownership of the company in a new 13G versus 13% in March of 2023, which is actually bullish. However, there is a correction on this, that his ownership actually dropped from 20.6% in March of 2023 to 20.5%. Moving on, I want to put Disney on your radar, because yesterday we said it's at a crucial point. If we break above this macro trend line and we're breaking above and getting a full body candle above, this is extremely bullish for Disney. It's not completely validated yet. I want to see a little bit of a push higher, breaking over 115 on Disney to bring it to 125. Then break over 115. I think that is possible. And then you're looking at 140 for Disney. This could be a good play here. However, if we double top break back into this channel, watch for a base at 107.60. And if it can't hold, a gap fill all the way back down to 99 bucks. Now, hedge funds added Amazon and Intel while cutting Nike and Pfizer, according to recent filings. Institutional investors added 14.8 million shares of Amazon at $21.6 billion, which is the biggest increase by market value for a single stock in 3 months through December, which is interesting as the CEO himself ended up selling $4 billion this week worth of shares. Is he just dumping on institutions? Now, they also added to Nvidia, as well as Meta, as well as a couple other plays, clearly tracking the tech sector, loading up on that AI bubble, still continuing to add, which is interesting as they cut in a few others, of course, like Nike and Pfizer. Now, take a look at this. Separately, SoundHound AI soared as much as 99% in pre-market trading on Thursday after Nvidia Corp filed a 13F indicating that the chip maker holds a stake in the company. Now, this wasn't just SoundHound. This was actually disclosed that Nvidia owns ARM, SoundHound, as well as RXRX, Recursion Pharmaceuticals. And what do you know? What do you expect? They all start flying off of the charts. SoundHound up 70%. These other two getting nasty rocket ships to the moon. Be very, very careful trading these. Keep an eye on these three. Keep an eye on DWAC. DWAC is climbing once again, looking good on the weekly time frame. But speaking of DWAC, I find this interesting that Putin says he would prefer Joe Biden to win U.S. election rather than Donald Trump. Now, A, this is reverse psychology, or B, it's because, in my opinion, Biden is making America weak, and Putin likes that, right? He wants America to crumble. It is what it is. You let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Those are my 2 thoughts. And to close out the video, last sprinkle on top, according to Investor Place, take this with a grain of salt because they suck. 3 short squeeze stocks that could make your February unforgettable. They suck, in my opinion, right? I don't want to get sued here. They're taking a look at RILY, B. Riley Financial, Canada Goose, GOOS, and Lovesac, LOVE. Now, I didn't take a look at RILY, but the banking sector is doing absolutely horrible, and I remember this thing getting flushed out, so be very, very careful with this article. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Again, make sure to hit the like button on your way out, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your family and your friends. Please get us to 20,000 subscribers. It really does help me out. And also, if you know your family and friends who are in need of a bit of cash, make sure they download Moomoo through my link and make a deposit of even a penny so they can get free stocks and either sell them or hold them, all up to them. Get in the Discord, come talk with me. I love you. Peace.